Welcome everybody, Division 2 action now from one of our regulars, Matt Powell, at the bottom of the screen, who's recorded this. He's taken on Damian Furtado at the top. Both these players were new players last year, but featured pretty prominently in the leagues. They're in straight to Division 2 this season. Damian actually featured in some finals, I believe. Matt, I think, missed out on finals on the last week. And it looks like Esper control against mono red aggro here. We'll wait and see if Matt's on a black splash. You can see the aggressive syncopate to take down the one drop. He doesn't have the follow-up counter spell. He does have a main deck essence extraction. I don't know if that's too common in Esper, but a bit of a concern here for Matt Powell. You can see he's on turn 4 and the control player's got 22 life. Not how these matchups are meant to play out. Damian cycles and casts down. So it's an aggressive turn. Plays 5 and just passes a turn. So we're going to just have to wait and see what his win con is here. I don't think there's any point playing it out before combat. Yeah, just gets a counter spell because he couldn't have attacked anyway. I would have played attack first because you can see Damian's down to 1 card now and just seen what the response was. Again, likewise, playing before combat. Solskjaer Mage can't attack here. It limits your options. A Braid is a good one if the control win con is Torrential Gearhulk. It's a 2-mana answer to a Gearhulk. No gas in the tank for Damian. And he's going to try again here, another Hazaret. And see, the problem of playing these before combat is that if he was to go have a Gearhulk, Matt was actually tapped out. He couldn't have used as a Braid to get the Gearhulk. But he dodged the bullet there, so that worked out okay. And again, I don't like cracking the Bomat here. If there's a disallow, this would be brutal, but there's not. But he's just lost two braids, which you've got to be thinking, what's the win con on the other side? If the win con on the other side is a Gear Hulk, you're probably the only 2 cards in your deck that can actually beat it. If it is an approach, for example, then fair enough. So he's committed everything to the deck, to the battlefield. So if 2, 4, 6. Damian is struggling a little bit with the cards. You can see he's been at 1 or 2 cards for quite a few turns now. He's going to fatal push down that Earthshaker Kenra. 1 card left in hand. See what it is. If he drops to 8. Now Kari Zeb is online here. This is actually lethal. So if this attack goes through, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 with the lightning strike to finish him off. Okay, Vraska's Contempt will net him 2 life. And that will actually be enough, I believe. 2, 3, with the prowess trigger. Oh, he's got a fatal push, so he survives. But Damian's out of cards now, so he's got to top deck something here. It's top deck or dead. Oh no, it actually doesn't need the top deck because there's only 1 card left on the other side. Draws a second Soulscar Mage. Okay, Earthshaker Kenra, yep, that'll do it. So we're going to game 2. No idea what Damian's on here. Don't know how he's going to win. We'll see if we can find out this time. Just some connection issues here with the server. I should have actually cut this out. I didn't see this in my editing part. See if we can skip ahead a little bit. Yep. So they've had to restart here. Yeah, so they're just saying that the server crashed. You can't see this in the chat. We cut the chat out of the recordings, otherwise the screen would be too small. Matt actually mulled to 5, and then the server crashed. And so while that is, and Damian saying his previous 7 was better than this. This is all very unfortunate, but we don't really have an ideal way to deal with that sort of situation. Frustrating, certainly, for Damian, who needs to get a win here. Field of Ruin is going to do nothing against the mono red deck, particularly a mono red deck that doesn't have access to rumming up ruins or anymore. Well, not for a long time now, actually. That card would have been cycled out of standard anyway, coming up in October, which of course is still going to be in our league, so it's going to be a very interesting time. Here's a search for Skanda. So we saw in the first game here, Matt actually was really slow out of the blocks. Damian had a lot of answers and then ran out of gas, so he'll be hoping for. He's got 5 cards in hand. He'll be hoping for something more substantive this time. This is his main deck, Essence Extraction again. Certainly, Search for Skanda is going to help him with that. Down to 10 though, so that's 10 is getting close to 0. Six cards in hand, only the one on Matt's side. The one thing he does have that Matt does have going for him here is that that Damian has going for him is that we've got no idea how he's going to win this match. Just a minor point there. I would have played that mountain out before combat because yeah, if Bomat Courier dies here, which is not going to, but if there's like settled wreckage, then it would have been an extra land on the battlefield that you could get back. So you see now the Bomat Courier is dead, and he didn't sack it. And this looks like it's going to be pretty tough now to actually come back from here. I'm not sure why you would do that now, after combat. Okay, so he's done it now because the Gear Hulk is not going to, he's not going to be able to target the Gear Hulk anyway. So it's just for mana efficiency. Here's a Teferi, and I suspect we're about to go to game 3 in Standard. This board's starting to look very ugly now for Matt Powell. Damian Furtado in total control. So Gearholtz and Teferis. He could actually take down this Teferi here. He might be 4, 5. I would actually go at the face right here rather than Teferi. Because this would drop him to 3. So a lightning strike would be lethal. Or there's a fatal push. And he just lost 3/4 of his board to get 2 points of damage in. So Damian had all the answers, and now it's just a case of how long do we want to play this one out for. Vraska's Contempt will need him some life, and it'll enable the Geralt to get in if he wants to. He doesn't want to. Probably playing around Hazaret there. But you can see all the red cards are just super outclassed by Damian's Esper colours. Kari Zev gets countered. So the Bomat Courier again. Ascanta's flipped, so now it's just a case of how long does Matt want to play this one out, because this one's ugly. And he's going to get another Ascanta activation here. He's as the one that gets untapped. Draws a mountain, that's not what you want to draw. Again, here's this play. If he wants to sack the Bomat Courier, he should play the mountain out first. But I'm surprised here. Wait, he sacked it before. I think he sacked it before damage, did he? And then he drew another Bomat Courier anyway. Fatal pushes the Bomat Courier that was just drawn. So now he's not mucking around. Damian's had enough. It's time to end this one. Time to put the lame animal down. Finds a forsake the worldly. I don't know why he has that. They should have come out in sideboards. I can't think of any. I can't think of any artifacts or enchantments in the red deck. I mean, red deck can't play enchantments, but well, actually it can. Sorry, but I can't think of anything that they would be playing. And Damien's just got all the answers here. Finds a Vraska's Contempt. That's going to answer the next threat that comes along, because the Chain Wheel is doing nothing. The only thing the Chain Wheel is going to do is buy your turn. I'm just going to skip ahead here and we'll see if this one's done. You can see just, oh, okay, so Matt's going to concede now. So we're going to, onto the decider now, game 3. Yeah, see, Damien's kept the full 7, and now Matt's had the mull to 5. So I think for him to have a good chance here, it had to be the other way around. Just so Chain Wheel is going to come down. He's got two options here. He can, I think. So you see the play here. He can tap out, and it's kind of in a way it's giving away free information. So Damien knows, okay, you can't do anything else this turn. So I either have to counter that and then take the 2. But if he swings with the 2, he's thinking, should I fatal push it or should I wait and see what's up? So just to illustrate that point again here, there was an opportunity there where if he wanted to fire off a lightning strike, obviously you don't want to in that position, but if he was in a situation where that would have been beneficial, the shields were down because he didn't do it before combat. He forced Damien to have the essence extraction in the play. Fires up, so now the shields are down because you can't counter it unless he's got Spell Pierce, which sees no play in standard. But there's nothing going on. Oh, and he draws a land. This is when it gets frustrating. Well, that's the bonus. You can draw a Hazaret, but 4 cards in hand, you'd imagine there's an answer on the other side. Is there a Vraska's Contempt coming? It's a Gear Hulk. Okay, Gear Hulk can answer. You can see he just essence extractions. Um, Hazoret's got indestructible, but he still gets the 3 life. Now this is a good play here. Play the Soul Scar Mage first. He can attack with Well, he chooses not to attack with Hazoret. I was going to say, Soul Scar Mage will mean that the Gear Hulk gets -1 counters on it, which would have weakened the Gear Hulk. So you can get the Gear Hulk with the shock here. Oh, he's going to fire it off before combat at Teferi. He could have also fired it at Gear Hulk and weakened the Gear Hulk, was another option. Again, he doesn't attack with the Hazoret. But you can see an absurd amount of land on the other side. The only thing Damian's missing are 5 cards in the hand is an Escanta. I like this attack because if you... Okay, so he's going to block the Bowmat with the Fatal Push. And that is with the trigger on the stack, so he gets nothing from it. And Vraska's Contempt anyway. And now he's going to get aggressive. So this one I think is gone. We're about to go to Modern now. Five cards to none in hand, and Matt's still drawing lands, but he's going to be able to play this Earth Shaker for 4/4, so he can chip Teferi down to 1 here if there's no removal spells on the other side. 5 cards in hand, does he have one? Not sure why you don't swing the Soul Scar as well there. Teferi up to 7, Matt down to 10. Again, he just draws a mountain. This is terrible drawing. He's going to concede. He's had enough. I'd probably throw it in as well. We're going to go and play some Modern, where it looks like it's Spirits. And we're seeing Matt's had a pretty good start to Modern. I'm just going to quickly check his record. I don't think he's actually lost yet. Yeah, he's won both of his Modern matches 2-1. Damian in Modern is the opposite. He's lost both his Modern matches 2-1. So Damian will be super keen. This is Ben's and Ancestral Visions off a Hallowed Fountain, so it looks like blue-white, straight up blue-white control. Pretty safe play there to play the Supreme Phantom before combat, so it makes the Mausoleum Wanderer 3 power. Just to chip in and get him to 15 pretty quickly. Ancestral Visions, unfortunately, he's got it hovering over the chat box, so we can't see it on the stream. But it's down to 3 counters. Again, there's going to be a pump on the Mausoleum Wanderer. Damian just struggling here with his mana by the looks of it. Ancestral down to 2. Detention Sphere. Well, that's going to take down the Mausoleum. Oh, no, it's not, because he's got 2 answers here. He can either sack the Mausoleum Wanderer, I believe, or he can just rattle chain it. And this one's going to be a blowout. Got to take a point of damage from the Horizon Canopy. He does, though have his full board committed, so you can see no gas on the other side. Because he's got, I think I would have played the Hallowed Fountain tap there. 2, 3, 4, 5, 8 damage, so lethal next turn. He's got the full board committed, so if Damian finds the one more on Ancestral Vision, if Damian finds the sweeper, which he doesn't, it would have been game, so we go to game 2 now. I think you keep that one. Terminus was the card I was trying to think of for Damian. He can actually top that. It looks like we've got some sort of issue here. Connection issues again, so I'm just going to skip forward a little bit. The Hierarch survives. Well, this is the difference with the Jeskai list and the blue-white. I mean, I'm not saying one is better than the other, but against blue-white control, you can be pretty confident that your turn one mana dork is going to survive. Because even if they were to even if they were to path to exile it, which is the only one drop they got, except for sometimes we see oust and I forget the other one, but normally it's path to exile. Yeah, so Selfless Spirit's going to get in here for 3 points. I think he wants to see some sort of action here because he's in a good position here. He can collect the company into turn. If it gets countered, he can Drog Skull Captain. So Selfless Spirit can. Oh, that's a big one because particularly if he hits a Spell Queller, this is going to be an utter blowout here. Well, he doesn't. But Jace is still dead next turn. So at best, we're going to see a Brainstorm here. And you can see with this on the stack, Rattle Chains will just protect against Jace minusing. Because the problem for Jace now, for Damian, sorry, is he really needs to find a Terminus because Selfless Spirit protects his creatures against Supreme Verdict. The other card it doesn't protect against is Settle the Wreckage, which we'll see. So here's Drog Skull Captain, so this is a beating coming across here. 9 points coming across. It's actually a 2-turn clock. So we'll see what Jace did. Well, you take down Jace, go to 11. Yeah, it's still a 2-turn clock. It's either Settle the Wreckage. I don't like that attack at all because you could have taken down Jace and still made it a 2-turn clock. Now you're going to give him a free Brainstorm to try and find a way out. And there's no Spell Queller at the moment. Spell Queller can stop a Settle the Wreckage. I don't know why he does that in the upkeep. I think he just lost the game right there doing that. I think that was suicide from Damian because if Jace finds a Settle the Wreckage here, he can't cast it. He played his Field of Ruin in the upkeep. I think he needs to find Terminus. Oh, okay, so Jace found the Terminus, but he's not going to be able to play it. Yeah, he had the Miracle Terminus. So we're on to Legacy, where Matt's playing a deck we don't actually see too often in Legacy, in our league, that is. And that is green-blue or blue-green Infect. Symmetry Infect. Or just Infect, because I think it's always green-blue. So we'll see what's going on the other side. We've got a turn one Ponder. Again, connection issues with the group server. This is really odd because I don't know what time this match occurred at, but I've never really experienced this when I play. We see a Ponder on the other side. What do you want to take? Blighted Agent? Blighted Agent will give him 2 threats. He put Blighted Agent as third one down. So you can see Invigorate there. That's a pretty cool card for Infect because he doesn't want to be playing, doesn't care about his opponent's life total. So Misty's going to shuffle away the threat. City of Traders is a giveaway here. It's show and tell. So he's going to Intuition here for four show and tells. This one could be over pretty quickly. Oh, he's going to go Omniscience first, so that means he's got the Emrakul in hand. Now he's show and tell, so he's going to get Omniscience in. So we'll see if there's a counter spell, otherwise we're going to game 2. There is not, so he survives. Does he... I'm just trying to calculate. Invigorate... I think Invigorate gives +3. I don't think he's got enough. He's a spell short. He should have probably pondered before combat. If he pondered before combat, Pendlehaven's going to put him a point up. Oh, no, that is lethal. So he went Wasteland. Glistener Elf's a 9. Pendlehaven would have capped and made it 10. I'm missing something there, but he's missed lethal. I'm sure. He still has it on board right now if there's no removal spell. There is no removal spell, so I believe we're going to game 2. Yep, and Damian concedes, so we're on to game 2 now. So he has to mow, he has no threat. Now he's got a blighted agent but no land. So I think he was a bit lucky to get away with that one. Sneak and Show I don't believe has anything it can do to stop once he's tapped out. But this is a pretty ominous on the other side because you can see the Lotus Petal there, the island. So he's going to be able to play with 4 mana next turn. Only 3. Does he go for it? There's no counter spells on the other side. Oh. I think he might. I wonder if he wants to fire off the Invigorate here to force him to. No, so he's going to preordain. Got to crack first. So that kind of gives it away. There's nothing going on Damian's side. He's got one of the pieces. If he's not casting Show and Tell on this turn, Thing in the Ice and Legacy. Wow. So you would imagine here he must have the Emrakul in hand. 3 cards left. I think I'd Noble Hierarch here. Noble Hierarch and then Invigorate, whatever's not blocked. Oh no, sorry, he can't, of course. This time he goes Pendlehaven. So yeah, Noble Hierarch's not going to work because he can't attack with just 1. I don't know. That's an instant speed? I don't know why he would Invigorate now. I mean, it's got flying, but if there's Damian now with 3, if he's got a Show and Tell, he can win right now. He does not. Echoing truth on what? The blighted agent. Well, so only 4 though, so he needs a second invigorate. If he gets a second invigorate, he can win the next turn. But you can see the echoing truth bounced. So engineered explosives is good here. Okay, here's show and tell, so this one's over. Prized amalgam flips. Omniscience into Emrakul, we're going to game 3. That's a hard cast Emrakul, I think gets another turn, and that will deal lethal. So game 3 now of Legacy. After Damian took down Standard 2 games to 1, Matt struck back and took down Modern 2 games to 0, so you can see the force of will in hand. This is an awkward hand though, because he can't actually cast that force of will. He can't actually cast that force of will. Okay, now he can. I was going to say he doesn't have a threat if he chooses to play it. Yeah, I'd go Blighted Agent here. He can't brainstorm until he finds a second blue card. Brainstorming to find another blue card would be super risky. Okay, he's got a... This is match right here. If there's a counter spell on the other side, it's game over. We'll wait and see. There is a force of will, so it's going to resolve. And I think Damian's going to take down a Legacy 2 games to 1, winning the counter war. See what he puts out, show and tell, of course. It's Omniscience into Emrakul. 2-4, that will wipe the board, so Damian will take down the game 2 games to 1. You can see 17 and 14 points, so Damian's going to nudge just ahead of Matt on the leaderboard. Congratulations to both.